Amber here with Yoga How To, and this week I'm beginning a walkthrough of the Suite 16 in the Yoga Sutras. They are the first 16 sutras. They really encompass all of the philosophy of Patanjali, who codified the Yoga Sutras. And the Yoga Sutras is a text from, and people will argue on this number or this date, but from about 500 Common Era. And it can be really valuable if we haven't grown up with just kind of steeped in certain beliefs and worldviews. It can be a little tricky. So I'm here to walk you through it to the best of my ability. I am still a learner, and I've also been learning this stuff for 20 years from some pretty great teachers, including great commentators, including the original commentators. So today's Sutra 1.1. This one is not a throwaway. There's 196 very short aphorisms or shlokas. You might have just heard my dishwasher stopping. And Patanjali really didn't throw away any words. This sutra is an interesting one, and it sounds so simple. It's Atha Yogānuśāsanam, which just means now begins the study or the teachings of yoga. Okay, just throw that away, whatever. However, when we dive into it, for instance, I just was looking at the Baba Hari Das, one of his, which way does this go? One of his commentaries on it. I like to read several at a time. And he talks about how the Sanskrit word atha is, it means now. Now begins the teaching of yoga. And okay, big deal. What's the big deal? Well, a couple of things. First off, in Sanskrit, the word atha is a blessing that, as he says, it invokes the sound of creation. It is the sound of creation, much like Om. Well, why is this? Atha, or any Sanskrit word, and I'll do my best not to slaughter them, but I promise I'm also still going to slaughter some. They are the actual vibrations manifest. They are the sound, the subtle sound of the thing that is manifest. So everything we know of in this world, it begins at a vibrational level, and that's where Sanskrit comes from, is the sound of that vibration that densifies and becomes matter. The world we're in, the world we recognize and that we perceive through our senses, has more subtle and more subtle and more subtle layers behind it. So Atha is not just a label for the concept of now. It is the vibration of now. And you can feel it when you say it. When you say, right, there's this lift. And that is similar to a beginning, right? A birth. There's a tiny little, barely perceptible pause as we go into the ta. It falls again, right? So we have that birth, little bit of life, that just brief flashing moment of like now, and then resolve or death, all within one word, within these sounds put together. So it's also a great word to use in your yoga practice. You can breathe in the and out the ta. Ta. It's a great theme for yoga teachers. Now, this also reminds us of what a privilege and honor it is to be students of yoga, and how rare it really is when we look at all of time and space. So it can bring us into our heart center and be like, wow, this is amazing. So few people really have gotten to study it. And I think it sets us up to really go into it realizing the honor of it, and to go into it with that in our hearts. Lastly, some people will say that because Patanjali doesn't throw away there's no extra words, there's no fat in this text. Well, he definitely has a way of, he starts you in the deep end. We'll see in the very next sutra. It's like, oh, if you want to do yoga, just do this. And then later it's like, oh, okay, if you're not ready for that, let me break it down a little more. So some people have suggested that it's like, hey, if you're here now, the teaching of yoga begins, and the teaching of yoga is now. All right, so more on that to come with our next sutra, which will be 1.2. I will get that one done for you in a week or two, and who knows, maybe sooner. we're going to roll with it for the next 16 sutras. And doing this is really going to give you a comprehensive view of the Patanjali system of yoga. Please do understand that it is not the only one. There are many traditions and many systems, and even the way people view this system, it depends on who's commenting on it and the tradition they're coming from and the worldview they have. But I'm going to be your friend on this walk, and thank you so much.